Wow.
So it was wonderful growing up. You know, we had a lot of community. That's back when, you know, you would go outside and play, and the whole block would get together, and we'd just be engaging and playing. So that's how I grew up, with just really close neighbors.
Yes.
Everybody in the community played together. There was no arguing. No, I mean, of course you argue, but it was like, oh, the next day you're friends, you know. But everybody played together. Barbecued out together. If you cooked the dish, you shared it with the neighbor, and no kids. When one family ate, the kids down the street, they would eat too.
Yeah,
so it was
absolutely.
like that, you know.
Absolutely.
Growing up, it was just wonderful.
Welcome to the Americus Podcast, where we pursue what it means to become a next level neighbor, creating a place we enjoy with the people we love. I'm your host, John Schroeder, and today I am joined by Charmaine Edge. Charmaine, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast.
Oh, thank you for having me, John.
Yeah. So our podcast, again, is about neighboring well together, this idea of becoming a next level neighbor. And so I love interviewing people that I have even seen in our community that represent that really, really well, because we want to continue to support that, encourage that, and highlight that. So you and people in our community, you represent that really well. And so I want to continue to share these stories over and over and over again. And one of the ways is to be able to do that is to understand a little bit more about who you are, what kind of shaped you and molded you, and ways that we can even learn how to be shaped by some of those same stories. And so if you wouldn't mind, I'd love to hear a little bit just about your life and who you are, where did you grow up, and kind of some of your family dynamics.
Okay. Well, I am Charmaine Edge, and this is me. I'm a very humble person. I work well with others. I get along with everybody. They say Virgos get along with everybody.
There you go.
So I get along with everybody. I enjoy people. I enjoy meeting new people. And I am a little shy, as you can tell. But when I'm in my zone, I know how to, own it. But I want people to feel comfortable around me.
That's good.
When they're,
when
I'm engaging.
Well, that's good. You're talking about, knowing that, there's certain times and spaces and where you feel like you can really, show a little bit more, maybe even more authority, but you're in new spaces. You're just trying to figure out what's going on.
Exactly.
That's something that's shouldn't be unique, honestly. It should be kind of everyone's perspective. You're talking about humility and things like that. What was that always something that was in your life? Is this part of your family dynamics too, of just, you watching this? What shaped that?
I think growing up, I guess kind of just dealing with different people and the dynamics. I think that's where I get the shyness from. Just knowing what, like you can't, I can't approach this, or okay, this is approachable, this isn't approachable. And just knowing my space, where I fit in. And peer pressure, I think, had a lot to do with that. And as I gotten older and got more comfortable around people that had the same dynamic as myself, it helped me to feel more positive and just kind of be more well-rounded. As I would speak.
Absolutely.
As I would say. More
now, was your
well-rounded.
whole family kind of reserved, or was your family pretty dynamic and you're like, I'm just sitting back watching, just enjoying
kind of a mixture, because I had like my siblings. Some are more just like, very verbal, like my sister. She's really like very verbal. Don't hold her tongue for nothing, where I'm more of the like little quiet, reserved little mouse type.
Okay. Were you the firstborn? Were you?
I am the last.
I
am the baby.
I'm a baby too.
Baby.
So come on.
Yes, but it has its perks though.
Yeah, absolutely.
But but my mom was a very strong woman, and she taught me a lot about self and about being positive and loving yourself, and just being strong you know, and dealing with, you know, different adversities and stuff like that. So
yeah. You know, I think about even today, you know, just even some of that small development, that personal development growing up, you know, having, you know, parents investing into us, saying, hey, this is what it means to be this kind of person. And, you know, a lot of that feels like it's kind of getting pushed on the wayside to other things will inform you. But so you were a very close family?
Yes, very close family.
Did you grow up in Americus or?
No, I grew up in Gary, Indiana, home of Michael Jackson.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love
it. And at the time when I was, you know, growing up in Gary, Michael, there wasn't, but their cousins were living in the house that's now the museum.
Wow. Okay.
And my 6th grade teacher, Mrs. Robinson, she actually taught Michael Jackson. So she would come and tell us stories about him, and, you know, he was this and he was always a ladies' man.
Yeah.
From what I understand.
Wow.
So it was wonderful growing up. You know, we had a lot of community. That's back when, you know, you would go outside and play, and the whole block would get together, and we'd just be engaging and playing. So that's how I grew up, with just really close neighbors.
Yes.
Everybody in the community played together. There was no arguing. No, I mean, of course you argue, but it was like, oh, the next day you're friends, you know. But everybody played together. Barbecued out together. If you cooked a dish, you shared it with the neighbor, and no kids. When one family ate, the kids down the street, they would eat too.
Yeah,
so it was like that, you know,
absolutely.
Growing up, it was just wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, even me growing up, like I remember, you know, it's almost like you don't come home until the lights come on and then dinner. You know, you don't come in the house. Even if you want water, you get it from the water hose. You don't come in the house. I don't know what they were doing in there, but they wouldn't let us out, you know. So we just found things to do, and it was great.
Yeah, you know, I had to be in the house when the street lights came on. Actually, that was my nickname, because they used to call me Street Lights. So like they had a song. I was like, oh guys. So I think a lot of the embarrassment came from that part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
So what kind of what were the things that you were into? Were you into, you know, arts, sports, business, man? I mean, what kind of?
I was into sports, actually. Okay. I was on the cross country team, swimming team, track team. So I was very outgoing as a child. I loved to run and play and just outgoing. In school, English was my favorite major, in math.
Okay, let's go.
So I just did.
Yeah, was that something that you want to do? Is that also something that your family, your parents wanted you to get involved in? Just more sports things?
Well, it was just something that I chose to do. Okay. I think I was the only athletic person in my family. Okay, actually, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I chose to do that.
So you were doing that. So you're going through high school relationships, kind of just probably the normal thing. Yes. Anything that happened in middle school, high school, or even kind of going into kind of the college career life that kind of was a big staple for you that says, hey, this is kind of helping me shape who I am today?
Well, I didn't have any business, so to speak, opportunities, but I was always into fashion. Okay. So I've always loved to dress, loved to match. Everything had to be organized. Okay. So that's where I started seeing myself being shaped in organizing colors, and just, you know, everything I wore was neat.
Nice.
I would match from head to toe, and it just had to be neat. And I think that's a lot what's rearing me like today, even with my shop.
Yeah. When did that become that passion and that joy? When did it become almost like, oh, this could be a business?
I say that around after high school. Okay. Like one of my first jobs was working at JCPenney's. Okay. After high school, and working in the women's department. Merchandising, them showing me about the color wheel. So it didn't take long for me to catch on. And you kind of know where your passion is, because it's like what you enjoy doing. That's your passion, what you enjoy doing, what you feel comfortable in doing. So when they were showing me, okay, this is how you merchandise, this is how you do this, this is how you do that. And everything was like, even from sizing, from colorizing the clothes, from smallest to largest, everything was in order. Everything had to be in order. And that's all a part of merchandising.
Yeah.
And it makes it a better shopping experience for the customer as well. You're not fumbling and looking for stuff. They can go right to it and get it.
Yeah.
So that helped me, and I did have some other goals. I wanted to be a nurse because I wanted to follow in my aunt's footsteps.
Yeah.
So I had a little of that experience. Yeah. But no matter what changed in my life, even from having my children and taking breaks and stuff, I always ended back in retail.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Was there anything that, family members or any outside pressure of, no, we want you to kind of be this person, do this thing, or were they very just supportive of whatever you felt like was your passion?
Yes, they were very supportive of whatever I chose.
That's great. Well, you're the baby, so that's what they do for the babies.
You think that's it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about traveling. I mean, from Indiana to here, what's kind of that process? Was it through businesses and things like that, or was it?
It's kind of through family.
Okay,
pretty much. Moving from Gary, and I had my one son at the time, which is my oldest son, and then my family migrated to Atlanta.
Okay.
And let me back up a little bit.
Yeah.
How we end up migrating to Atlanta. Our house caught on fire 1988, the year I graduated. So all this happened like a few months before my graduation date, before the prom, before all of that. So we pretty much lost everything. So the house wasn't fully repairable, but we had to end up moving somewhere temporarily. Then, just finding the opportunities of my siblings to find better jobs. Like my brother, they had back in Gary, you had the Gary Inland Steel. Okay. All of those were those major, businesses that, the people worked at. So my brother left, then my sister left, then my other sister left. So to make a long story short, my mom was the last one to leave Atlanta. Okay. Gary, to move to Atlanta. And then after that, being in relationships, and working at different facilities. I've had some medical internships, job opportunities.
Yeah, there you go.
So I've taken on some of them. Then I end up back in retail. So it was like back and forth. But my ultimate goal was the retail part. And I kind of stuck with that. Went back to school for a little bit, but in medical. So I ended up with an associate's degree in medical assisting. Not knowing that didn't fall all the way through, so I ended up back up in retail. So by me taking what transferred from Atlanta to here, as far as from JCPenney, I end up at JCPenney's in Albany.
Okay.
And after that, I was transferred to Belk. So it was like, not like I'm just transferring, but the management opportunities kept opening up. Yeah. So it was like, okay, well, they got this management position. They want you here. They want you there. So I guess my management services, my management expertise started getting better, started increasing. And in certain businesses was requiring my services. Yeah. And I was finding even salary-wise that things were better. So I've worked at JCPenney, I've worked at Steinmart, all in management positions, and have what's that? I'm drawing a blank here. Forgive me. Have gotten promoted to management or even store management positions. Okay. And so Belk, Walmart, and all of that. And how I got here and how we end up having Cold Black. My husband and I, when I met him in Atlanta. Yeah. And we started out with the flea market type thing. So it was pretty much like town to town, flea market.
Now, were you selling certain other products like clothing products, or were you selling your own stuff?
No, we were selling clothing, merchandise. So we had everything as far as like, you're setting up your business, your license and all of that. And, dealing with certain wholesalers. Then we started networking. The flea markets helped us network with other people that was like wholesalers. And then they gave us bigger. So it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. And then when we were at the flea market, that's when that tornado hit. Albany. Yep. And that's how we end up with the brick and mortar. So we had the first store on Jefferson Street here. Okay. And that's where we started those first 3 years and then moved over to where we're at now. Okay. So that building was available. And I'm here now.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. So what's it like now going from being in management, but kind of, having someone with authority over you to saying, wow, this is something that's ours. We put it together. Now we're, leading and owning that. What was that transition like? Because, there's at times there's three kind of things that you could do. You could be a worker, you could be a manager, or you could be kind of the owner or the leader of that particular, and each one has its own nuances. Some people just are really good at working. Right. You give them management opportunities and they won't do as well because they just want to get the work done. They don't want to manage people. Exactly. But you go from managing people and making sure that things are getting done well so that the workers are being successful too. Right. I don't want to just manage. I want to take over all of that, which again, business license, brick and mortar is all your responsibility. What was that transition like for you?
Oh, wow. It was overwhelming at first. It was like, oh my God, I gotta do this. I can do this. Let me take this step. So I just took step by step. It's a big difference. You get up 9 to 5 and you go to work for someone else. And it's like, wow, just like you're missing something. I felt like I was, missing something, like I was, wanted to acquire more. Didn't figure out what it was yet. Yeah. But, and some managements don't treat you so well, and when you're working for them, and they could be younger than you, and just the disrespect and all of that is there. And I'm like, wow, here I am, a woman and with children and grandchildren, and I'm getting talked down to like all the hard work that I'm doing is not being recognized. And I just decided it was just time for a change. Yeah. And at the time when I was working, like for Walmart at Rose's, we still had the side thing with the flea markets and then going town to town and setting up, doing festivals and stuff like that. We still had that. So when I didn't work at Walmart anymore, I fell back on that. So it's like when you work for yourself, opposed to working for someone else, you go even harder. You work, you go even harder for yourself because it's for you. Yeah. This is your livelihood. This is my livelihood. This is all I have.
That's right.
And it's something I get to pass down to my children. Yeah. So it was a big transition.
I have noticed about you all in your story is, not only are you, you've put yourself out there. That's a huge risk, by the way. The investment that you guys have made over years of time, personally, and then as a married couple within this community, it's people just assume it's easy. Oh, anyone can do it. The reality is that it's going to get really hard, and probably the first 5 to 7 years, you're barely having your head above water half the time. But one of the things that I've noticed about y'all is not only do you want to give a great experience to people, you also mentor and help and make sure that other people that are coming up, students, young ladies, know that there's a way that they can grow and be developed to become better at what they do. And so, but there's something in you, not just, I would assume, not just hey, I feel like I can do it better, but there's something in you that says, I want to invest in the future generation, not just my business. So where does that come from?
Well, my husband and I, we would often, sit and talk some nights and just say, okay, what we wanted to put together what can we give back, especially to the younger generation that's coming up? What can we do to help with, with all the crime, just give young people something to do, something to look forward to. You never know what you're capable of doing if you don't, at least give someone a chance, or even just invest in someone. So that's what we have, the Eber Technical Institute. So where we have trained young men and women. I've trained like 3 young ladies so far. One young lady had actually already had her LLC, but she needed the customer service training. So we partnered with Eckers Connect, where they kind of say, okay, well, this student is looking for this. This student needs, some experience in this. So they'll send them to me. And we just, just take them through the ropes of, okay, this is how you want to do. First, you got to make sure you're a people person. And you enjoy meeting new people and engaging new people and how to engage with them.
Yeah.
Just kind of, be able to size a person up, see what their likes and their wants, just by looking at them, the way they dress. Oh, this would be nice for you, or this would be nice for. We offer the young folks opportunities to express themselves through customer service or whatever they come to me for.
Yeah.
But we help them in customer service. We teach them, okay, well, if you want to be in business for yourself, this is what you do. This is what you do. And, we're just trying to get as many young people as we can to, to kind of help.
Yeah.
Right now, funding is kind of on a hold right now through all of what's going on. But we got people lined up to, to kind of, so we can help.
That's
help
great.
them,
I mean, it's great that you guys see the need.
Yeah.
Do you think that the students, the people, do you think that they also see that need? Like, we need to be developed, we need to be trained? Or do you feel like a lot of the younger generation is just kind of missing out and just assuming that they understand all of these things, and they don't want it as much maybe as we do for them, if that makes any sense? Or
yes, well, I feel that they feel they need the help. They need just someone to just push them. They need to feel valued, like, okay, they can do this. Because a lot of them, may have the low self-esteem, like they haven't been in an environment to show them that they could be greater, than what they are. So, we're here to help, and we're not perfect. We're just giving them the experience that we had and giving them the chances that we were given. Yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah. But I think that they realize they need the extra
That's
help.
good. That's good. I mean, I look back again just about, the support system that you guys experienced and how vital it is just to find a group of people and network with, whether it's families or businesses or a community that says, hey, we're willing to invest into you, and not just allow you to just kind of just try to figure it out for yourself. I mean, you have to be, as an entrepreneur, you have to figure it out.
Yes.
You got to put some effort to it.
Yes, you do.
So let's talk a little bit about just kind of currently where you're at, as a business. Where do you guys feel like you are, and where do you feel like you guys are headed as so Code Black, right? And then, but you also have a couple of different other things, the training. But I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys are involved in a lot of different things. Are you part of a couple boards in town?
Yes.
So just kind of tell me a little bit about what you're doing right now.
Okay. Well, I'm part of the Downtown Main Street board member, and on the design committee as well. And what we're doing now, we're just trying to get even more people that want to, come aboard the design committee. And that's just to help downtown kind of get it beautified to where people want to come downtown to shop. So we're just just the meeting of the minds right now that we're in a new cycle. So we're getting more people that wants to be involved in helping with that. So we just, have all our ideas and just going to bring it together. We got a meeting next Monday.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that some good comes out of that.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
don't want to just be talking. We want to actually start making things happen, just to give people more to look forward to coming downtown to shop.
Yeah.
To these
Is there anything in
there.
particular, I mean, if you get on social media, man, there's just a lot of people that are trying to process, looking at different cities throughout our county or throughout our state, throughout our nation. And there's nuances about Americus that makes Americus its identity. And we need to focus more on what makes Americus Americus and not worry about what other particular cities are doing. But there are certain things that every small town needs and thrives in. Is there anything in the last, I don't know, maybe last 5-10 years that you've been really excited about? Like, I'm glad that's here in Americus as a business owner, or that's been helpful to you as a business owner?
I would say the different shops down here and the new shops that have, moved in. That excited me because I said, okay, well, we're growing. There's still some work to be done. We need more, more things for the community to, to get involved in. Like, I think when I moved here, the theater, over by, what is that? Roman Oven.
Yeah, absolutely.
The theater was here. So that brought more people, more family together. Okay, well, we're going to the movies. It's Friday night. It's Saturday, that's not there anymore. So it's just those things that families can do collectively that's missing.
Yeah.
That I miss. That excited me to, when I moved here. Oh, that's here. Oh, we got a movie theater. We don't have to go all the way to Albany now. Just things like that that made me, excited,
Yeah. How has, as a business owner, has things like First Friday, have they been helpful to you? Just like you said, the kind of the beautification downtown, again, we could talk about that even a little bit later on, kind of about the future of Americus and kind of what we hope to see and things like that. But just, as a business owner, I think, there's a lot of places even downtown that could still be opened up for new shops.
Right.
But you're a business owner, the difficulties, the kind of the red tape that you have to walk through, the city and how the city works with you as a business owner. What are some things that you've learned that would be helpful for others right now that would be considering maybe starting a business downtown?
Where location, finding the perfect building for whatever it is that you're trying to do. I've even had some people to approach me like, okay, well, is this building available? This building? So I know that we normally refer them to, to City Hall to go speak with K1, and I would email K1, okay, such and such is person they're interested in, this building for this particular, whatever their business is, if it's small photography or whatever. And I said, well, talk to this person. So I'll just refer them out to, who can better help them. It's not that hard. As long as they find a building and they say, okay, the interest is, if it's available, they can go right, through, K1 and, and see if it's available and they can get it. Other than that, it's not that hard, to get a business. You just got to know what it is that you want. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And where you want to be,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's funny because no one really cares about your product. What they care about is what that product's going to do for them. Right. And so you have something that's good and you feel like this is going to be something that would help them, encourage them, advance them, empower them, whatever it is, especially with clothes. Clothes is a good representation of who a person is. And so you're trying to solve a problem. Somebody's trying to figure out how do they communicate themselves to others. And so you're saying, hey, I can solve that problem for you by giving you a unique way in which we feel like this is going to represent you well. And that's that. And then they start to care, and so you're giving them a visualization of, what they can become if they're a part of, whether it's your business or anything like that. And so, I always think about with young entrepreneurs, no one's ever going to care about the things that you care about. They're going to care about how that affects them.
Right.
And so you're finding means and ways to solve problems for people, right?
Yes.
And so, but you've gone with retail and clothing. I love your shop. It feels like it's obviously, is it a boutique? I mean, is it a boutique? It's
a little,
how do you
bigger than a boutique.
Yeah.
I just say I either say shop or clothing store.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I'm a little bit bigger than a boutique.
Yeah. Now, is there plans in your mind? Would you like to grow it more? Would you like more space, less space? Do you want a certain style that you want to continue to grow in? I just love to hear kind of your thoughts on just your business.
Well, I would love to grow. We are growing, actually. We want to start selling shoes. So now we're getting a lot. Well, actually, a couple of years ago, we always get people in, ooh, do y'all sell shoes? And that's the only thing that's on their mind, and they come in the shop. They're looking for shoes. That's
right. I said, really like that suit. You got any shoes with it?
Yeah. So, we got a couple of wholesalers that, we want to do business with as far as that. We just trying to acquire the space. So we do plan to expand some, by my husband being a contractor, he can, can make those necessary changes and, to, expand us to do that. But yes, we plan on growing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, and it's great because again, as a business owner, you're constantly watching your market and the things that you enjoy and what you're bringing to our community. And so you're kind of out there looking around, trying to bring that. Do you ever feel like, people probably, again, whether it's on social media or just personally reaching out to you and going, hey, not just like with shoes, but like, do you feel like there's a constant draw of, people trying to maybe even deter you from what you're trying to do in your mission and vision? And how do you wrestle with that? Because a young entrepreneur has several different ideas. Then other people are going to have ideas for them. And if you don't know exactly what you're doing, sometimes, that could throw you off,
Right.
And so how do you continue to stay focused on what you guys are doing?
Well, I just know what I want. Yep. And I feel that I'm capable of handling it myself. I'm not going to let anyone tell me, okay, well, you need to do this. I mean, people can suggest all they want. Whether you choose to take their advice or not, I can listen to what you're saying or how you feel. Okay, well, I think this will help you, if it's good and if it's a good idea and I feel, okay, well, maybe this will enhance my business. Okay, I'll consider your idea. Yeah. But, for the most part, I like to stay focused on, my plans and what I have. And so I try not to let anybody, take me off that path.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is the experience that you hope people receive coming into your shop and leaving?
Good customer service and that I've helped them and that not just selling them something just to be selling it to them. Okay, if it doesn't look right, what you put together, let me help you put this together. But knowing that they satisfied and that they will come back, that's good enough for me. And that they had a wonderful shopping experience. And all days is not, peaches and cream. Even like if on your worst day, you just got to kind of put that game face on and say, okay, my customer is more important than what I'm going through. Yeah. So I try to, to do that, which that doesn't happen often, but everybody has days where, oh, they're not feeling so well or this, but just having that, that game face and just giving them that smile when they come in. Welcome to Cold Black. How you doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
It would just make their day. Even if they come in and buy a pair of earrings, you bought something with me. I thank you for whatever you bought, just for even coming in.
Absolutely. So what's one thing that you would tell a young entrepreneur or someone that's working in the shop, come alongside, intern, you just don't do well. It will not be good customer service if you do this. What are some like no-nos?
I would say not offer to help them. Most customers come in that don't know how to put things together. So I would say, okay, welcome them in. Then kind of sit back a little bit, then say, let me know if you need some help. Let me know if I can be some assistance to you. You don't want to like crowd. And that's another thing I learned in being in retail. Some people don't like you to smother them. They want their space to just kind of look around a little bit, and they'll let you know when they need your help, but offer.
Yeah, that's right.
So what not to do, just don't sit, hi and then don't say nothing else, because they'll walk right back out. But just let them know, just give them time, give them space, to just look around, and then just, let me know if you need some help. I'm here,
Yeah.
That's it.
So I had a little bit of time in the retail business. I worked when I was going to college at Columbus State University. I worked for Gap, and then I worked for the Goodies in Dothan for a while as well. And you want to be present, because there's a lot of questions, a lot of thoughts on this. At the same time, you don't want to be that awkward person that's just like standing over someone's shoulder. So, but you also, it's funny because when we used to do work, we couldn't have our cell phones. I mean, you had to put them in your locker if you had them. I mean,
exactly.
It was like, if you need a call, emergency, they call the business, and then you talk to the business owner, and the manager will let you know you got to call.
Right.
So now it's just like people are on their phone. They're like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And they're like, "Oh, they're not talking to me. They're talking to somebody on their phone."
Exactly. Yeah.
And so, I mean, there's, it's really great to have a business that is thinking about them.
Yes.
They know that they're present and they're there and available to them. And we need that, because that's what a small town should feel like.
Yes.
I mean, again, if you're in a big city like Atlanta, you're not going to be known. You're not going to be noticed probably. But when you're in a small town, that's a part of the charm of it is, hey, I want to get to know you when you're ready. Right. So let's talk a little bit about, make sure I hit this right as well. So you're on the board for downtown. Is that a recent thing that you just started?
No, it's been about 4 years.
Okay, so 4
years.
years.
Yes.
Working Co-Black. Anything else that you're kind of a part of in the city right now?
Yes. We're part of the NAACP, so I do the administrative part for that.
Okay.
And Sisters in Service is where we partner with Black Voters Matter.
Okay.
We help people to get out and vote. So I'm a part of Sisters in Service of Southwest Georgia. I'm a part of that as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, is that, I know we got some elections, I think, coming up even in November,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So that'll be really big. I was trying to figure out, at one point I heard there was a couple seats that probably could be available on the council, and I don't think the mayor's running again. So, that's going to be a pretty heavy end of the season.
Yes,
so will you be involved in any of that?
I'll be involved with the canvassing.
Okay.
Mainly that's what we do, the canvassing or phone banking, just, getting people out, even with my downtime.
Absolutely.
While I'm at the shop, Co-Black, get on the phone, say, "Oh, Charmaine, you available for phone banking?" Yes, I get on there, say I got some downtime, and I'll just start calling people and just, making sure that they're registered to vote and they come out, and they can come either to the shop. I may get some forms, to put on the counter.
Yeah.
Okay, you can come here. I got some forms here. If you don't know how to fill it, I can help you. Stuff like that.
That's really great.
Yeah. So just try to give back as much as I can.
Yeah. Is it a part of that? Is it just encouraging people to vote, or are there? Because I'm new to this, and so I know it's coming up in November. Is there like a certain way that you guys get information about each candidate and then provide that, as well as just like, hey, we want you to vote, here's kind of who you could vote on, or is that part of the process too, or is it just, hey, I just want to make sure you're available, and then they can find that information?
Well, we have pamphlet and information flyers and stuff to direct them to it. So they now have the QR codes. They have phone numbers, people that we could put them in direct contact with.
Okay.
And then, like I said, we do door-to-door canvassing, and we also do, like, if you don't have a ride to the polls, we provide ride to the polls for you. So whatever avenue that's lacking, we try to help. With that. Yeah. So we just band together, with that.
I'm curious, with, again, going back to November, because I am really looking forward to, a lot. Again, if you get on social media, you're going to hear a whole bunch of stuff about what we could be doing, what we shouldn't be doing. Are there certain things that, you're looking forward to as a person that wants to vote, going to vote, if it's in your district? Are there certain things that you're hoping for? Like, I hope that the next person continues in X, Y, and Z, or I kind of hope that this is added to someone's platform. So, I can vote for them.
Well, I just hope that whoever gets in, the race, whoever's chosen, would just really just do what they need to do for the people. Yeah. That's what I would say. I don't really get into politics like that, but, we need someone that's going to really, be the voice, but it's going to take a backing also. So we do our part and they can do their part. Hopefully, hopefully a
little bit business oriented, right? Because as a business, you're like, hey, whatever that could do to help prosper businesses, that'd be great as well, I'm sure. So, I think that, again, you've got, some people that are really excited about what's happening. So we're kind of going more towards the future of Americus. But, some people are excited about the things that have happened in the last 10 to 15 years. Some people feel like we haven't moved at all. Kind of, what is your general sense of Americus?
It's kind of, it seemed like it kind of slowed down a little. Like, of course, when you come to a new city, it's like, oh, wow, they got this. And then when you're here for a while, because I've been here about 17, 18 years now. Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of slowed down a little. But I like the atmosphere because it's that country, opposed to Atlanta. Yeah. I love America. So it's that country feel. It's that kind of safe feeling. Everybody knows everybody, so your whereabouts. You're not like a stranger. You don't feel like you're in a strange place. It feels comfortable, but I think just more community just needs to. Everybody can just band together and just make it even better and better, Yeah, I think things just kind of slowed down. It's like, okay, where we're headed, where we need some kind of cohesiveness.
Yeah, so absolutely. I've noticed that. I think that, the initial feeling of most people in Americus is they want you to feel like you can be successful here. They want you to network. They'll give you people's names. They'll give you information. They'll send you to the right people. Right. But we also a lot of our relational capital or capacity is already full. And so it's hard for new people to come in. I want to get you somewhere, but I'm not inviting you into my house for dinner because I'm too busy. And so that part that I feel like that might be some of the tension too, or just some of the, how do we get kind of through that obstacle of what does hospitality to that degree look like? I want to make sure you're taken care of, but I don't know if I can invest the specific time into you, which is why I love what you guys are doing with, again, some of the internships and things like that. You're actually opening the door for these young students. And so do you kind of agree with that assessment, or what are your thoughts on just kind of the general feel for Southern hospitality? How far does it go?
I agree with you 100%. But I feel that, okay, well, if I can't help you in all the areas that you need, let me find someone that can help you, that has better resources than me. I'm going to try to do, I'm going exhaust all the means that I have.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to I don't know where to go. I don't know where to take. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just, help you the best way I can. And I know this person that has these such resources, such resources, better resources. They can help you.
Yeah.
They can help further you in that. So it's kind of like, pass the baton.
Yeah.
And then everybody just work together to, collectively to help.
That's good.
In whatever area that they need.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. So, so one of the questions that I love to ask everyone is, again, I'm still pretty new here, about 3 years in, you're 17, 18 years in, how do you describe Americus to people? And maybe if some from an additional framework, maybe even some values. I think again, we're talking about identity. What is Americus known for? What are its values? Because that's an opportunity for us to highlight those things to make Americus what it should be, right? Or what it is, and continue to highlight that. But just in your opinion, in your thoughts, what is Americus known for? And again, that doesn't mean that it's always good.
Right.
But it is what it is.
Right.
And so it's helpful to say, okay, as people come into Americus, as students come to Americus, as businesses come to Americus, this is what Americus is known for. What would be your answer to that?
I would say Americus is known for its downtown. Pretty much that's what I've come to accustomed to know, because I'm here Monday through Saturday. Downtown's historic. Downtown is a wonderful place to shop, meet new people. And now that they got other like scoops, you got, the spots. So you got more places to where you can do something on a, even despite it being a small town, on a smaller scale. It's not overwhelmed or bombarded by a lot of people like in the bigger cities. So I say it's a nice, place to come when you want to come and unwind. You just want to get away from the big, city life and just come and just enjoy yourself. And I would say it's historic. It's a country living feel, Southern hospitality type feel. That's how I explain it, especially when we get the out of towners. People come from out of town, and I explain it to them that way. And I say, "Oh, you're from out of town?" I always ask them where they're from, and I say, "Okay, don't forget to visit our ice cream shop across." I point them to somewhere where they can enjoy. Okay, just not shopping. Oh, shopping makes you hungry. Okay, you got the spot, you got the alley, you got places where you can enjoy, your shopping experience. Or if you're just coming downtown, just walking around, it's really nice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. America's slogan is, I think, the shining city on a hill. Does that resonate with you?
It does. It does. We had that actual in our one of our board meetings. We had that actual question. It does when you think about it. It's that Southern shiny. It has that feeling. It has that feeling. It's not dull, but it's relaxed. And I guess the older I get, I'm more like, this is the place to retire. This is, So yes, I would say that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'm really I'm more like a newer person in this, and so I have so much energy, and I've only heard 10 no's, where people that have been here for 20 years have heard 1,000 no's, and are either you become cynical, or you continue to push through and you become successful in that, and says, I finally found a yes at some point. And so, again, with small towns, there's a reason why small towns are small towns. If we were more like Atlanta, we would probably be as big as Atlanta. That's the whole, that's the reality of it. And so trying to find the balance, I'm interested in continuing to find the balance of, we want to keep a hometown feel. We love what Americus is. But how do we make sure that it doesn't become a place where in the next 10, 15, 20 years, it gets so far behind that people don't don't see any value in it other than the people that are already here. So I think probably that's one of the things about downtown and y'all's in the board, you guys are constantly trying to figure out how do we do this?
Right.
Do you feel like Americus right now, as far as even downtown, do you feel like it's funding enough for things down here to make it better? Or do you feel like there's opportunities for us to grow in that? I
feel that there's opportunities for us to grow. Yes, because definitely we need funding to back us. We need to make sure that funding is allocated in the correct areas that's needed. To make things more, I don't want to say livable, but just upscale, more upscale. Like we don't want to go like we're going backwards in time. We're so historic, we're going backwards. That's right. But, making a small town in a small space more enjoyable, more beautified, more like how the seasons changed, how the holidays, more holiday-ish. When that season, we want to just like flourish with Christmas or flourish with New Year's, just downtown. Oh, wow, downtown's the place to be when New Year's come or when Christmas come. Yeah. Just make it an enjoyable experience all the time. Don't just do it one time and then stop. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, there's so much potential. We try to participate, whether it's as a church or even as a business, with things like, First Fridays downtown. And there's a lot of opportunities. Some obviously themes do better than others throughout the year. Yes. But just trying to capitalize and saying, hey, if we're going to have 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 people coming on a particular day, trying to figure out, again, not trying to just say, hey, we're going to clean up one day every month, but saying, okay, this week we need to be extra engaged so that the streets are super clean, everything's cut. Because we're going to have 600 people that come in and goes, I might want to live here.
Right, exactly.
You're so just trying to find means to say, hey, I know we're all busy. I know we got a lot of stuff going on. But if 600 people are going to show up and our streets aren't cleaned, they're going to be like, oh, well, I came here for this, but I'm probably not going to come back. So trying to find those things, I think would be very helpful. Yeah. So I'm glad that you're on the board. You're working through that, having these questions and continuing to gravitate. Because again, I think what makes a city thrive, what makes Atlanta thrive, what makes any city thrive, Jacksonville, is they find their niche and they pound it and they pound it and they say, this is who we are. Yes. This is who we are. And then the city can come behind that because maybe certain of the First Fridays are more successful because that's our community. That's what they'll come out for. Right. Again, what you're passionate about sometimes doesn't matter. Right. It matters what people are passionate about. And then are you filling that need up? So who are we? Right. Is a great question in that. So obviously that's big stuff. That's future stuff. And that's organizational stuff. It's business stuff. I mean, we have to think about that as a business. We have to think about that as an organization, as a city, putting the right people in place. And then again, even the accountability of that, you can be put in a position, but then you got to be the one that makes the hard decisions. Yeah. You got, as a business owner, if you have to, it's easy to hire people as a business owner for the most part. It's hard to fire people. Yeah. Because it's like, man, this is tough. This is someone's livelihood, but this is also, it just didn't work out. Right. And so we're talking about even the full scale with city stuff. It's like, okay, like we want to elect this person. Oh, this person's not doing it. Like we elected you to do X, Y, and Z. We want to make sure that we're doing that together. So it's a really big, it takes a lot of people, but let's just bring it down to neighboring, right? Okay. Again, this is what the podcast is all about. And again, you're already doing this in so many ways as a business, but I would love to just hear from your perspective outside of, we need to vote. We need to do all these things. We need to make sure things are in place. What does it look like right now to be a good neighbor or what we would call as a next level neighbor? What does that mean to you?
Being a good neighbor, I would say, having kind of sacrificing yourself, having your thoughts and your motives, just geared toward other people. So kind of just sacrificing, okay, well, we have to look at this thing as a whole.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes a good neighbor, is that we, look at it as a whole instead of just an individual, being individualized.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, that's a great description of, being sacrificial, being willing to take big risks.
Right.
I've told people, a few different times that, we have to be willing to lose for other people to win.
Exactly.
And that's not a natural tendency, right? Our framework is probably more of scarcity than it is abundance, right? But if you're coming from a place of abundance, then you can give. If you're coming from a place of scarcity, you're not going to give much, right? And so I think that's a great framework where, at least, again, we're trying to articulate what we're longing for in others that we've noticed. Like, again, growing up, we wouldn't have maybe described it that way. Oh, everyone was just there for each other. We were kind of taking care of each other. We were supporting each other. But really, people were making sacrifices every day and paying attention and noticing things in you.
Yeah.
So it's like, Charmaine, you should probably go after that. And right now with things like social media and things, everything's pointed outwards. The local piece to that is kind of missing. So I'm going to go find my identity through all these other groups that I'll never meet, instead of going right over to my neighbor and saying, hey, you're here in my community. How can we work together in that? So what are some, have you read anything? Have you experienced anything, or have you kind of done something even just within your own neighborhood that you think would be an encouragement to others to say, again, I want to see this in our city, but what can I do right now instead of just waiting for someone else to do it?
Well, I noticed, and I think it's just something that, when you have those particular customers, and then I'm just going to use the experience with my customers, because this is what's leading to what, question you're asking. Sometimes they come in just as a personal, they're not coming here to shop, but they want to come and just talk directly to me. They may need help personal wise, like advice, or, okay, I'm going through this, or I'm going through that. It's something that I've noticed in me that attracts, especially like younger women. And I guess I have that motherly type instinct, and they ask for advice. So I take the time to give advice. Do that personal note. I can't say, oh, well, no, I've just sell clothes. No, it's more than that. And I'm building. It's a personal relationship between me and that person. Yes, that person will come and spend money with me, but this particular time, this person needs my attention for something that they're going through. So I try to help that way. And I think that's what, what helps with, getting more personal with someone.
Absolutely. I've been doing a lot of just kind of reading, again, just even this book, the Art of Neighboring, and just recognizing that just being present with people, being available to people, the art of presence. I think another thing about neighboring that we can get back to at some point is not being in a hurry.
Right.
When you're hurried, you can't be present.
That's right.
So we got to slow down in order to be present, right? So if I'm really busy, I don't really have the time to get to know you. Or if I'm trying to see through you to get something from you, then I'm in a hurry, And so we, being a good neighbor or a next level neighbor is trying to find ways to not be in a hurry, to make room and space for others, to be able to share their whole story. And, there's a powerful thing in scripture where Jesus is coming into a town, and there's a man named Jairus, and his daughter's about to die. She's really sick. And he says, will you come? He bows down before him and says, will you come and heal my daughter? And the scripture doesn't say that Jesus grabs his garment and starts to run.
Mm-hmm.
It just says that he starts following him. So he's kind of at a pace. Now, again, if I was Jairus, I'd be like, you need to hurry, run. She's sick. But then when in that walking, there's a woman with a blood disease, and she believes and has faith that if she touches his garment, that she'll be healed. So she does that. She is healed. And Jesus stops and says, who touched me? So she confesses it was me. And then he says, he gives her an opportunity to share her story. And so she shares her story. So again, you're thinking about Jairus, you're like, you're stopping. I told you my daughter's sick. She's going to die. Now this person is taking up time and energy. But notice that Jesus is not in a hurry still. And then, he finds out his daughter has died or passed away. And he says, don't worry. Let me get there. And when he gets there, he revives her. But again, I'm thinking from our perspective, we got to be in a hurry, But just notice the presence that he gave people because he wasn't just a miracle worker. He was relational. And so things like that, I think are really, really big for what we want to see in our communities.
Having patience with people. Having patience.
And it's hard. It's hard to have patience with people, because again, time is difficult, right? Time is money in the business world, right?
It's something my husband always says. He says, just think about the sun. The sun is never in a hurry to rise. It takes its time. And I just think it's so powerful because we have to look at those things that, God put here subservient to us. And we need to follow that, really pay attention to that. How can I apply that to my life? How can I? Yes. So I think that's very, very important.
That's beautiful. Well, one of the things that we like to do kind of at the very end of our podcast is to ask what we call rapid fire questions. These are just quick answer questions to get a chance to get to know you a little bit better. And so, you don't have to go into detail. You just like, that sounds great. So here goes a few of them. Again, you get a chance to get to know you a little bit better. When are you a coffee or a tea person?
A coffee person, but mushroom coffee.
Mushroom coffee. Okay.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
All right. Do you order it online or you get here or what?
I order online.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. All right. If you go on vacation, is it the beach or the mountains?
I would say the mountains.
Nice. Okay. All right. Do you dogs or cats? Are you an animal person?
Doggy.
Doggy person. I hear you. What is your go-to comfort food? What do you just enjoy?
Pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds?
Yes, I love pumpkin seeds.
That's awesome. All right. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Night owl.
Night owl?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sweet or savory or neither?
Savory.
Savory. Love it. Okay. What about your favorite season? What do you enjoy?
Fall.
Fall is a good one.
It's my favorite season.
What makes fall so favorite?
I just love the way the leaves change colors, and it's not a real sunny day. It's not a real cloudy day, but it's like in between, and it's that cozy little wind kind of blow. It's like, oh wow, let's go home and just snuggle and cozy up and just watch a good movie, and you just see the leaves turn yellow, and just very pretty. Just always been my favorite season, fall.
Love it. Okay. Favorite dream travel destination? You want to go anywhere?
I've always wanted to go to Jamaica.
Nice.
Ochos Rios. I've heard it's like really good.
I was able to go to Jamaica. It is a beautiful, beautiful place.
I heard.
All right. You want to share any fun fact about yourself that maybe some people just don't know about you?
Well, I could be funny.
Yeah.
When you really get to know me, I can like really tell good jokes.
Yeah.
Without like meaning to tell a joke. It's just be funny. Like, oh, girl, you so funny.
Oh, that's
and
great.
I could just take something and just say, oh, look at that. That looked like such and such, I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know you was that funny. Without me actually trying to be funny. So I love to smile. So I'm very like, but I love to have a good time. I love to enjoy life.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's good.
That's me.
Well, we need to enjoy life, right?
Yes.
It's helpful. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are, they need a smile
Yes.
most days,
And
right?
it's healthy for you to
So,
laugh.
Awesome. Well, Charmaine, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. It's been really great. I look forward again to doing more things with you all as a business, as friends, as neighbors. Very thankful for our community. Thank you for being a part of the board. Continue to, investing and answering those questions. And like you said, coming out and putting it to work and let us know how we can be a part of that in any way.
Okay. Thank you for having me.
All right. Awesome. It went great. It was good.